Today we are going to discuss data definition language. Data definition language means in our earlier discussion on the three-layer architecture, you define a logical structure or logical schema, and in that logical schema you have to define the structure of the tables you want to have. So here this is the actual implementation of that. Using a data definition language, you have to define or you have to create tables in the database. Here for example, this is an instructor table, and the data definition language in SQL for this accomplishing this task is create table instructor. Here this instructor table should have four attributes: ID, name, department name and salary. That means four columns are there. Each tuple or each instructor record is having four different fields, and ID is having five characters. Definitely there should be 5 characters. And name is varchar 20 means the length of the name can be from 1 to 20. That means at most 20 characters are allowed and at minimum of 1 character. And department name again, it's a varchar 20 means it's a variable character type, and it is a range is 1 to 20. And salary is a numeric value, and here for simplicity here I have written as 8. That means 8 digits. And all these are separate. This is as per our SQL structure create table. This is how a table is created in our MySQL Oracle for SQL Server. This is the data definition language for that. That means this is creating a table called instructor. Okay. Then when you are doing this, when you are in the SQL prompt, if you are typing this and you are pressing enter, what will happen? A table named instructor will be created, and now if you have created it, now you can enter data into the table once you have created. That means for creating this can have you want to have a data definition language. So if you want to drop the table, suppose that if you don't want this table no more, then you can drop this, not deleting that. Drop table means from the database you are revoking or you are dropping that table. Okay, and you can alter the structure. Suppose that if you want to have, say, instructor, now only 4 attributes are there. If you want one more attribute, like say sex of that employee or whether he's married, so etc. Some more attributes if you want to add, you can do that using alter table command, and you can drop some attributes as well. Okay. So that's all about data definition language. Anyway, the table creation, dropping of the table, and alter the content, alter the attributes of that table, you can make use of data definition language. Okay. So after doing this, if you are passing this to a DDL compiler, that means when you are pressing enter, that means in the SQL prompt, if you are typing this and pressing enter, what the compiler does is there is a DDL compiler which is compiling this, and it will generate a set of table templates stored in a data dictionary. What do you mean by data dictionary? That means every details regarding a particular database is stored in another table called data dictionary. That means data dictionary contains metadata. Metadata means data about this data. If you want, if suppose that for example, if you have a table, then for that table a schema is there. That means what are that? This is the schema, and apart from that, what are the integrity constraints? For example, if you have a primary key, for example, for uniquely identifying a particular tuple or particular record from this, you should have a primary key. Here ID is the primary key because name cannot be a primary key. That means more than one person can have the same name. Department name also is not unique. The ID is the unique one, and using that ID you can retrieve that information of a particular instructor. So in that case, ID is acting as a primary key. So the integrity constraint is this primary key field cannot be null. Okay, such a, it's an integrity constraint. Another integrity constraint is, for example, suppose that if you are storing a balance of a particular employee, balance, minimum balance should not be less than zero, and balance should also be also should not be less than zero. Those are integrity constraints. That means, suppose that yes, you have a serial number. Serial number is always a positive number, etc., etc. That means you can have any number of integrity constraints, and the integrity constraints are also recorded as part of metadata. And authorization details. Authorization details in the sense, suppose that you have a bank database and a bank is having a number of employees like general manager is there, district vice manager, area manager, etc., etc. Some hierarchy is there, and some employee, for example, clerk, bank clerk, which is who is in the is a lowest cadre employee, he may not be able to see all the details of a particular customer, but the general manager is authorized to see almost all details of a particular customer. That means these authorization details are also given as part of this data dictionary or metadata. Okay, so metadata contains database schema integrity constraints and authorization details. Data manipulation language. What is data definition language? In data definition language, as per our logical schema, we are going to create database tables. Okay. Now, for creating a table, we can make use of a data definition language, whereas in this case, data manipulation, languages for accessing and manipulating the data organized by the appropriate data model. For example, these are the languages. This language is for retrieving data from the secondary storage device, manipulate it, then you are going to either replace it or insert new data into the table, or you are going to delete data or modify data. These are the things which we can do as far as data manipulation language is concerned. DML, also known as query language. Query language or structured query language. Query language in the sense, suppose that if you want to retrieve an item from the database, you can have a query language. Suppose that your student name, you want to access the student name of a particular student. If your roll number is available, then if you have to give your roll number and the name of the student will be retrieved. So for that we can use query languages. Then using insert command, you can insert data into the table. Suppose that a new student is enrolled or into our college, and then if you want to enter his data into the record, then you can have an insert statement. And if you want to drop or delete data from delete a row from the student record, then you can use that. As well as if you want to change some modification, if you want to have some modifications in your for a particular tuple, for example, suppose that for a particular student the address has changed, then he is submitting an application for changing the address, and you can use your query language to have that change reflected in the secondary storage. So these are the things which we can do as far as data manipulation language is concerned. There are two classes of languages. That is, one is purely commercial. That means using commercial database management systems or commercial structured query languages, we can accomplish something, or we can develop database management system. So the popular database management systems or software are Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, SQL Server, etc., etc. So all these supports structured query language or SQL. So we'll discuss that SQL in detail, and this is pure classes of, this is pure. That means there are two classes of languages: relational algebra and relational calculus. Relational algebra and relational calculus. These are purely for theoretical purposes. That means using relational algebra you can have all those things. That means SQL is the actual implementation of relational algebra, and tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus are also used for theoretically doing all these things, but in the commercial point of view or practical point of view, we are interested in SQL. So regarding data manipulation language, the most important one is SQL. SQL can also be used for data definition language as well. For example, if you want to create a table, you can have a create table command. If you drop a table, you can have a drop table command. If you want to modify the structure of a table, you can use alter table command, etc. So regarding the Oracle, MySQL, etc., this structured query language is for retrieving data as well as insertion, deletion, modification of data. And regarding the data definition language, there exist some commands which can be used for directly defining your language. Okay.